Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to solve Leetcode daily challenge problem number 1463, cherry pickup 2. It is a hard problem to solve, and I'll be using recursion to solve this because I tried implementing dynamic drawing, but it was getting a little complicated. So I'll try that in later phases, and might will post that solution as well. So we'll check out the problem statement, then we'll look into the approach which you're going to use, and towards the end we'll see the code as well. So let's start with the problem statement. The problem statement says you are given a matrix grid, rows into columns, representing a field of cherries, where grid of ij represent the number of cherries that you can collect from I comma j cell. Okay, and we have two robots that can collect cherries for us. Robot 1 is located at the top left corner, and robot 2 is located at top right corner. Okay, we have to find the maximum number of cherries collection using both robots by following the below rules. From a cell, robots can move to to three different cells. Okay, when any robot passes through a cell, it picks up all cherries and the cell becomes an empty cell. Okay, when both robots stay in the same cell, only one takes the cherries. Okay, we will discuss this point in the explanation. Both robots cannot move outside of the grid at any moment. That's fine. Both robots should reach the bottom. Okay, so let's try to understand the question better. Okay, so first thing is each robot can move in three possible ways. Okay, uh, possible steps. Possible steps are, for example, if you are at I comma j, you can go to I plus 1, j minus 1, which is the cell on uh, below left, cell right below I plus 1 comma j, and cell below right I plus 1 and j plus 1. Okay, so these are the three steps which you can move in from any given cell. Okay, and if they both end on the same cell, for example, if they both ended on 5 on this cell, okay, then only one will get the value and another will get 0 cherries. So I don't think we'll have to consider this case, because anyways, if the other robot is any other cell, no matter if it is 1 or whatever it is, it will be greater than 0. So we'll have to write the code such that this condition never applies. Okay, we'll see how we can do that. And we'll have to make sure that both the robots end, both the robots cover all the rows, and robot 1 is it here, robot 2 is it here. Okay, initially. So now what I will do, I will basically uh, check for all the possible ways my robot can move from any given cell. Okay, for example, if we were here, okay, and by the way, like, we will be traversing all the cells, of course. So if we were here, what are the possible paths? This one and this one, right? We cannot go out of the grid, so that's why. And from here, the paths possible are this one and this one. Okay, so we have to find out all the combinations with these. Okay, let's assume that we have an element over here, so we'll have to find out the combination with maximum sum, with maximum sum. So for example, if my robot 1 ends up on 2, okay, my robot 1 goes to 2 and robot 2 goes to 5. Okay, in this case we'll have the maximum sum for this row. Okay, let's let me rename this row 1, row 2, r1, r2, r3 and r4. Okay, and this is c1, c2, c3. So now if my robot 1 goes to this cell which is in r2c1, and robot 2 goes to r2c2, in this case we will get the maximum sum for this particular row. Okay, so this is the base condition, or not base condition, this is the main idea which we'll be working around. And talking about the base condition, what are the base condition we have? So the base conditions are, okay, let me, base conditions are, if we are out of grid, out of grid, okay, or same cells, same column size, same cell, yeah, same cell I should write. Okay, if we are out of grid or same cell, then we should return 0. Okay, there is another base condition which is, if you reach the last row, okay, the sum will be the current cells which we are in. For example, if we are here and here, so that will be the current sum. So if we reach r equals to number of rows, then we will return grid current row, and c1 basically will means that the cell which we are pointing the robot one is currently at, and grid r c2, the cell in which grid 2 is currently pointing. Okay, so these are two base conditions, and we'll have to find out the same, like we have to come to these base condition for all the possible combinations. So in this case, like for any cell there can be 9 possible combinations. Okay, 9 possible combinations, and those combinations are, for example, you can move -1 0 1, sorry, 1, and if you multiply that with the same, you'll get all the combinations. So it will be -1 -1 -1 0 -1 1 0 -1 0 0 0 1, and so on so forth. Okay, so there are 9 possible combinations at each step. So I think you got the base condition which we are looking at, and what we are trying to do over here. So let's check out the code for the same as well. Okay, so this is the code, and what I'm doing over here is, like, we have to refer to number of rows and columns again and again, so that's why I have defined it at the top. And these are the possible steps which we discussed in the explanation part. So there are 3 possible steps: current column -1, current column, and current column +1. So if you see, like, we never discussed about the rows, because we were simultaneously moving the robots on the same row. Like, at any given time our robots will be in the same rows, so that's why we are not tracking the rows for both different robots separately. Now I'm using a cache technique to optimize the solution a bit. So what we will be doing is, I have defined a recursive function in which I'm taking 3 parameters: current row, column 1, like the column which my robot 1 can move to, and column 2 at which my robot 2 can move to. If we have already seen this combination, we will simply refer to our cache and return the results. Okay, this will optimize the solution a lot. Otherwise, we have 2 base conditions which we discussed. First one is if column 1 and column 2 are same, or if we are getting out of grid. So all these conditions are for checking if the current cell is within the grid. Okay, if any of this condition comes true, we will simply return 0. Okay, and if we reach the last row, in that case I am returning the value of the current cell which my robots are at. Okay, otherwise what we are doing, uh, so if you see, these 2 for loops will give you all the possible combinations of positions that we can move in. Okay, and what we are doing over here, we are recursively calling the same function with row +1, and the we have added the step. So these were the possible steps. We have added the steps in the current column. Okay, so this way we will get all the combinations possible from any given cell or any given row where our current robots are. Okay, so we'll get the maximum of current result, or the answer we'll get from all the combinations. Okay, After that, we are storing the result for the given pair, which is row, column one, column not column one, cell one and cell two. Basically represents robot in cell one, robot in cell two, and to uh, we are saving the results in the cache by simply just adding the current grid elements with the result which we have got. Okay, and we are returning the same as well. And at the end, we are initializing the recursive call with zeroth row, zeroth column, because it is given in the question that robot one is at the zeroth cell or zeroth column, and columns minus one, which will basically gives represent the your top right corner. Okay, zero represent top left corner, column minus one will represent top right corner. So this was the code. Let's check out the test cases. One more thing, like I think we can definitely optimize this solution if we use dynamic programming, but it was getting a little complicated for me at the moment. But I'll definitely try to get the solution and post that as well. So all the test cases got clear, and these are the solution. In fact, like still we have performed decent on the runtime front. We can optimize a bit on the memory side as well. But yeah, this was the solution, guys. Thanks a ton for watching out the video. Stay tuned for the upcoming ones. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.